We have 3 games down and 1 more to go as an undefeated team will put their unblemished record on the line against a team that's on the rise in our North Division. As we continue the live coverage of the country's premier youth basketball league, Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League. Ang last game na nga po natin ngayong Biyernes would be the undefeated 5-0 Batang San Juan Knights go for gold going up against the hometown team of the Quezon City 828 Alpha Giants. Welcoming you to the last game of this Friday. Jaime Mendera kasama pa rin, Coach Noy Africa. Good evening once again, Coach Noy. And what a game to end this Friday na matutunghayan natin.
Well, we did start the coverage with a good afternoon. We're now at good evening, and by that time, this game ends good night na.
Good night indeed, and certainly a great battle that we're expecting dito, and a bit of a contrast from the first 3 games that we covered dahil parehong kupunan na to coming from a victory. Umpisahan na nga natin with the boys from Batang San Juan, undefeated so far to begin our inaugural season sa ating Junior MPBL D-League, and for good reason, winning by a huge margin against the Mandaluyong Microsmith.
Really just dominated that game against Mandaluyong, breaching the century mark, 110-80. And if you look at the numbers, just completely dominant, 61% from the field, and dominating the rebounds, 53-21. That's a 32 rebound advantage, and scoring 72 points in the paint and 22 second chance points. And actually, just this guy Earl Sapasap really having a wonderful evening in that game, finishing with almost a triple-double, 10 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists.
Certainly several weapons na meron itong Batang San Juan in order to hold that 5-0 undefeated start. Looking at the other side naman, Coach Noy, talking about itong Alpha Giants of Quezon City, coming off that victory in a very slim one against Rizal and looking to create that momentum that would catapult them atop our team standings.
So itong Quezon City just pulling off that close win over the Rizal Switch Fiber, 61-58, and they did this pretty much by forcing a lot of turnovers on Rizal, forcing them into 24 turnovers and taking advantage of it, scoring 25 points off those turnovers. But this will definitely be a bigger challenge for them, as San Juan will try to dominate the inside. And in that game, it was Dylan Vespi who led them in scoring, finishing with 20 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 steals. But again, really, the big challenge for them is how do they contain the big men of San Juan, who will try to dominate this game from the inside.
Malaman na nga natin, Coach Noy, if Batang San Juan will stay undefeated or will Quezon City continue to be on the rise. Let's head over for the last time this evening to Gio Cruz to introduce our starting 5.
A very good evening. Welcome to Amoranto Sports Arena, Quezon City. We're bringing you the continuation of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. We're on the main game of today's quadruple header featuring Batang San Juan Knights and Quezon City 828 Alpha Giants. Now let us meet the starters. First, from Batang San Juan Knights, starting guard number 6, Jericho Halalon. Honor guard number 29, Zyros Mina. At forward number 4, Andre Macaranas. Also at forward number 19, Earl Sapasa. And at center number 63, Joe Gulapa. Head coach is Drake Santos, assisted by J.R. Carlos. Team manager, June Usman. Team consultant, Nani Ipuntulan. And team owner, Honorable Senator Jinggoy Estrada. And now let us meet the starters from the Quezon City 828 Alpha Giants. Starting guard number 16, Dylan Despi. Honor guard number 28, Joshua De Leon. At forward number 6, Aza Achanza. Honor forward number 12, Martin Pineda. And man in the middle, number 91, John Patino. Head coach is Kim Cinco, assisted by Mike Calomo. Team manager, Randy Boyuela. Team Consultant Franco Atienza, Team Owners Honorable Vice Mayor Gian Soto, and Honorable Congressman Arjo Atoide. Our game officials for this ball game, Crew Chief Nino Barcenas, Umpire 1 Colonel Tungol, and Umpire 2 King Clovis Silius. Junior MPBL Executive Director Mr. J.R. Navarro. Junior MPBL Commissioner Mr. Keith Picasso. Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino.
About to tip off for our final game on this Friday. A look at our Doray team starters once again. Quezon City beginning this ball game with Joshua De Leon, Dylan Despi, Aza Atienza, Martin Pineda, Jay Patino. Para naman sa San Juan, we have Jericho Halalon, Zairos Mina, EJ Sapasap, Andre Macaranas, and Joe Gulapa. Manning the middle for the Knights, who are undefeated dito sa ating Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League. 5 teams have tried, 5 teams have failed, but Quezon City has momentum on their side and looking to be that first team to draw first blood in terms of losses para dito sa mga nakaputi. The Knights will get first crack. Halalon goes to Gulapa. Two-man game between Halalon and Gulapa. Hand off. Gulapa, hang time in the air. Gets the first 2 of the ball game.
Well, a good job by Despi to stay in front of Joe Gulapa, just showing the muscle, scoring on that opportunity. He is averaging a double-double for San Juan, 13 points and 11 rebounds.
Certainly a tough cover for the front line of Quezon City. Could be literally a long night for their big men, as we see Atienza knocking down the three-pointer to give Quezon City a 1-point advantage early in this contest.
Aza Atienza has really developed his perimeter game, now showing that he can hit from range.
Another kid, and whenever we see itong mga players na to that we have already covered in the Junior MPBL, it kind of gives certain warmth sa at least to my heart. No? We are kind of seeing these kids grow in front of you.
And we feel like we're growing with them and, you know, joining them in their journey towards their basketball careers. And I mean, talking about having people growing and joining your journey, team consultant Franco Atienza has been everywhere for this Quezon City group, this squad from the 14, 16, 18 under. You wouldn't be surprised to see him on the bench, available and ready despite his very busy schedule.
I know he has a do-or-die ball game tomorrow sa 18 under division natin. Quezon City and JT Bulacan Taipan, if I'm not mistaken. Game number 3, and the winner will advance to the North Division semifinals. So I'm certain he will make that trip to Tanawan in order to call the shots as well for that Quezon City team. Halalon. This time, off the glass to Gulapa for another 2.
I think you're just being too nice. But having Joe Gulapa just roving around that paint, it just allows any of his teammates to have the confidence to take any shot.
Atienza answers on the other side. 5 now para kay Atienza.
And it's even. Quezon City now ahead 6-4 against the powerhouse team of San Juan.
Three-pointer, too strong para kay Anagbogu. We go to the other side. Atienza. Pass a bit too high para kay Pineda. As Quezon City turns it over back to Batang San Juan.
With the game, how the game is being played, even if you go up against a team that is dominant inside, who may have the height advantage, that three-pointer can be the great equalizer.
Couldn't hit on that 3 though, was Mina. Immediately on the other end. Despi gets the ball back, wide open for 3. That's off. Gulapa secures the board.
That's a scary sight. Gulapa getting the rebound and pushing the ball in transition.
This time it's Halalon falling away. Kind of out of control in that instance.
What I like about Gulapa that his coaches probably wouldn't like is when he saw Halalon fall to the floor, he was going to Halalon to try to pick him up as opposed to trying to get back on defense right away.
Halalon, not 100% sure kung ano yung relation niya, of course, to Gio Halalon. Despi against Valentin, stepping back. That side of the board has been hit a number of times this evening. As a foul will be whistled, and this time headed to the line is Halalon.
Well, you do hear a lot of coaches keep on saying to use the backboard, but you have to use it the right way.
Yun lang daw yung instruction kasi, Coach Noy.
Use the backboard.
Use the backboard. So napako na tayo dito, 6-4. But Halalon, an opportunity to get his first points of the game. Gets the first. Sporting that number 6 as well that Gio Halalon is wearing in the pro scenes. Second free throw on the way. Gets them both. So we're tied at 6 with 6:20 remaining in just our first period. Quezon City 2-2 in our team standings, looking to go above the 500 mark with a victory in this ball game, and more importantly, show that the Batang San Juan Knights are indeed vulnerable. Dahil wala pa ngang nakakatalo sa kanila early here in our junior MPBL D-League. Great hustle, but picked up by Atienza. Shot down to 1, Despi. Got it off in time. San Juan looking to run. Valentin loses it to Halalon, and he will be called for a traveling violation.
And so far, Halalon has been out of control to start this ball game. Although that's only his first turnover, but he has seemed to be out of control for quite a number of plays already.
Medyo disorganized yung San Juan to begin this ball game. I mean, I know we're tied at 6, but you just feel like they haven't executed well on their half-court sets.
That's right. And Halalon needs to be the guy who dictates a tempo for them, cannot afford to be a little too reckless as he has been early in this game.
Balasan ng tao dito, parehong koponan. As Moyuela now in para sa Quezon City. Katumalib. Shot clock is down to 4. Pass intended for Patino. However, they turn it over. So both teams somewhat sloppy. Might be the time, I don't know. We are at the 9 p.m. mark of our evening.
Well, this is also an opportunity here for Quezon City while San Juan still to find the rhythm. It may be the right time for them to try and attack already and maybe change the pace of the game.
Because you know that every advantage that you can take in this mighty squad, talking about Batang San Juan Knights, you certainly want to take advantage of. Short on that jumper was Mina. Gulapa inside. Gets another 2. 6 now para kay Joe.
And with how disjointed the San Juan offense has been in the past few minutes, maybe just dump that ball in the post to Gulapa.
Not a bad idea. Outside shot. Off to the right. We get another crack. Despi. Just a point to Despi's name. Binanggit mo nga pre-game, he is one of the players that we're expecting to explode once again para sa Alpha Giants. 3 seconds to shoot. Blocked by Gulapa.
Gulapa not biting on any of the fakes. just stayed vertical and gets that block.
Nagbogu. Steps back for this 3 ball. Masyado matulis. Despi. Tumalib. Another pass that couldn't find the mark.
You cannot afford to have these kinds of miscues with the game still close in the first quarter. You know, San Juan has enough firepower to just blow by you. And before you know it, the game's already over. And while they're giving you all of these opportunities, might as well take advantage and capitalize on those.
Alalon against Mayuela. Mina. They swing it to a wide open 3. And gets that 3 ball to go. John Louis Datario extends the lead to 5, 11-6. With 2:36 remaining here in the first quarter. Take another look at that move from Golapa earlier. 2 of his early 6 points. Great ball rotation here para sa San Juan, leading to this 3-pointer, courtesy of Datario. So we have this Nature Spraying timeout.
Para sa koponan ng Batang San Juan Go for Gold, they would give credit doon sa mga nagiging panalo nila with the system na meron sa kanila. No pressure actually on their shoulders, and also in addition, nagiging paalala lang sa kanila to stick to their system and don't play individually but rather as a team. Meanwhile naman, para dito sa kabilang panig, talking about Quezon City Alpha Giants, sabi naman sa ni Coach Mike na syempre, just like the usuals na may mga players tayo na they come and go, but what really works for them ay yung kanilang tiwala sa isa't isa. But let's see which mentality will work this evening. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat muli, Daphne Cristobal, with that report. And certainly, San Juan, we all know that the core of this team is coming from the Mapua program. Kung kaya't, I guess cohesiveness-wise, chemistry-wise, as with any school-based team that we've seen currently and in the past, certainly has some advantages.
Yeah, that's for sure. And of course, one of their newest prized recruits, Joe Golapa, making the move from the NU Bulldogs, now will play for the Mapua Cardinals next season. Of course, the Mapua Cardinals looking to get their first championship, I believe, in more than about almost 4 decades, going up against St. Benilde in the championship.
Palitan ng tres dito. Muyuela and Mina. So lead back to 5, 14-9. Alalon muli. He called for a traveling violation, his second of the game. So parang hindi pa niya mahanap yung tempo niya in terms of directing the offense here for the Knights.
But for San Juan, they're allowing him, especially Coach Drake Santos, allowing him to try and find this game. But so far, I'd give him maybe a C or a C+ with how he performed in that first quarter, as his team is still ahead, 14-9.
Maguela calls it out para sa Alpha Giants. Despi. Been fairly quiet so far. Handoff. 3-pointer. That's short.
Well, the one thing with San Juan, even if it's a bit of a struggle offensively for them, their defense has really been locked down, as they've managed to hold Quezon City to about just 25% from the field.
Another outside shot. That time will rattle out para kay Guarino. Sa Tumalib, PP hit. Excellent find to Axel Cue. Hindi naman pinahiya dito. An end one coming up para kay Axel Cue.
And again, another one of those guys that we've seen growing up used to play for Rizal, I believe, is Axel Cue.
And another moment for us. Kind of really appreciate, no, that at this early age, and certainly this won't be kind of the last leg of their basketball career. This is only somewhere they would likely develop to the higher stages of Philippine basketball. And we've spoke about it a number of times, how it's been a blessing to really see these kids develop in front of our eyes. Ligado couldn't get the roll. Cue. But rushing in that instance was Quezon City. With only 7.1 seconds. Could have held for the last shot if they just slowed it down.
But again, can't really fault them for trying to push the tempo, because once that San Juan defense is set, it's really hard to execute.
So 7.1 to put a shot up para sa San Juan. Time down to 2 now. Foul given up by Muyuela. Perfect timing, only 2 seconds remaining.
They still do have 2 fouls to give if they choose to use it.
They do choose to give it, but prior the ball getting inbound.
No time running off the clock.
The Batang San Juan Knights will call for a nature spring timeout, looking to draw up one last play to end our first quarter. Take another look at that foul earlier. Whistled against Muyuela, holding on to that jersey of Guarino. We'll be back after this nature spring timeout. (14-12) San Juan still enjoying this 2-point advantage, a chance to extend that lead of this possession. After this nature spring timeout, they go cross court, and bothering that play just enough was John Patino. As the first quarter comes to a close, some highlights for you. Working early in this ball game was Joe Gulapa with 6 early markers. Mainit naman from outside itong Quezon City. Couple of 3-pointers coming from them. That one also courtesy of Mina. As the first quarter will end 14-12 in favor of San Juan. Babalik tayo dito sa Amoranto Sports Complex in Quezon City for the last game of a 4-game slate sa ating Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League this Friday. Jaime Mendihar kasama pa rin, Coach Noy Africa alongside Daphne Cristobal bringing you reaction. Bit of a low-scoring affair we have here, Coach Noy. Just 14-12 at the end of the first quarter. So both teams a bit struggling from the field so far.
Well, defensively, Quezon City has been doing their job, holding San Juan to only 35% from the field. But the problem for Quezon City, the 6 turnovers, and San Juan, 10 out of their 14 points coming off turnovers.
Make that 7 turnovers at the beginning possession of the second. Pero binalik din naman agad as Eligado was called for a traveling violation. It's now De Leon calling it out para sa Alpha Giants. Taporco. Just 9 to shoot. Pue. Now Pineda. Missing short. Guarino gets another rebound. Anagbogu looking to attack. Quest defense and finishes from the baseline.
That I'm seeing that Patino had his back to Anagbogu, just went in and finished with the lay-in.
This is Pue. Go inside. Gandang pihit. But that layup short para kay Pineda. It will stay though with the Alpha Giants with still 12 seconds to work with.
So despite the good footwork shown by Pineda, you still have to put that ball inside the basket.
Chance to make up for it and showing you how it's done, Coach Noy.
Same 2 points coming just a few seconds later for Pineda.
16 to 14, still a 2-point lead para sa Knights. Anagbogu. Kick out. Guarino. Another layup para dito sa Batang San Juan.
And if your Quezon City need to play defense for the full 24 seconds, giving up a layup on the last second to Guarino.
Boy, hand off to Taporco. He go to the block once again. Pineda. Muscling his way inside, gets fouled.
Looks like he likes this matchup against Anagbogu, testing his interior defense.
Kita mo din naman yung heft nito ni Pineda.
And expect San Juan to put someone else on Pineda on the next play, probably Eligado. Should give him a better challenge as he airballs that one.
I like how you said someone from San Juan. I had to decipher which is which. As he hits the second, making up for that earlier miss. That's a lead down to 3. Eligado. Now Datario. Pick and roll action, but the Knights turn it over.
Probably should have waited for Eligado to establish position. Didn't really have to catch him off the move.
As in for the first time is a player very much familiar as well sa atin dito, Coach Noy. May not be from our junior MPBL coverage, but certainly Lance Ronquillo. Matagal na rin natin kilala tong batang to.
Although we did cover him playing for Marikina in the 18 and under division last year. But we've been able to cover him in some other leagues. And you did mention earlier that this is just about the farm team of Mapua, but I believe Lance Ronquillo is playing for San Sebastian in the NCAA. It's slated to play by next season.
Great hustle there. Coming from De Leon, although bumalik sa Knights ang bola. Quezon City will regain possession as we head over to Daphne for a report. Daphne?
No star player mindset for Hamir Eligado, who averages 19 points per game and 7.5 rebounds per match. Hi man, Coach Noy, if there's any regrets na meron itong si Hamir, that is that he actually failed to start focusing in basketball at the young age. Binahagi niya nga sa akin just during the pandemic at 18 years old when he allotted a lot of attention with the sport. Pero sabi niya sa akin, laro-laro lang daw, pero hindi daw talaga sobrang nag-focus sa basketball itong si Hamir. But regardless, it's never too late to leave that dream for Hamir as he targets a package improvement hindi lang para sa kanya pero para sa kanyang koponan. Hi men, Coach Noy.
thank you once again, Daphne, for that report. And we have to say, our Daphne Cristobal, ayaw niya yan eh. Yung laro-laro lang.
Oo, laging seryoso. Gusto niya kasi yung bata pa lang nakafocus na dun sa gusto nilang craft. And, if you're any coach, for a player averaging 19 points per game, to not have the, star player mentality, yan yung mga gusto mong klaseng tao around you. And we're still talking about basketball, mind you.
Just making sure. Just making sure. And I think yun yung isang mindset, no? Na yung mga bata usually, especially if you are that main guy or that primary scorer growing up, when you get to a system, yan yung kailangan talagang mabitawan mo eh. Because certainly you won't really get that basketball each and every time.
Well, that's true. And just sometimes fitting into a role earns you a lot of minutes as Dylan Despy finally gets his first field goal of the game.
Nice tap there as Despy goes behind the back. Pineda will be bumped by Ronquillo. No choice there for Lance except to stop that break coming from the Alpha Giants. As take another look at that move coming from Despy, challenging the defense of Anagbogu. As Joe Gulapa checks back in para sa Knights with 5:14 remaining in our first half of action.
And also going back to, Eligado, starting to focus on the sport later in life. It doesn't necessarily mean kung nagsimula ka ng maaga, may mararating ka. I started early and look at me sitting here.
Well, I'm pretty sure this game will finish late. That's one thing na lahat tayo dito ay siguradong mangyayari as we see that Guarino layup earlier. We're tied at 18. We have this Nature Spring timeout. Tied at 18 with 5:14 remaining sa ating second quarter. Quezon City 8-8 Alpha Giants holding their own against this undefeated team of the Batang San Juan Knights go for gold. And in this type of low-scoring ball game, Coach Noyo, who do you think yung ganitong pace or ganitong scoring favors?
Well, if you're Quezon City, this is the kind of game that you want because, San Juan can just really outscore everyone. A testament to that, the 110 points that they scored over Mandaluyong in their previous game.
Si Pineda hitting from that corner to give Quezon City this 3-point advantage. Ronquillo with a pull-up. That's off. Rebound secured by the Tumalim. The Tumalim challenging Gulapa. Zips it inside, Despy. So 12 to shoot. Attacks the baseline. Couldn't elude the defense of Gulapa.
But you like that about Despy, not afraid of the presence of Gulapa in the paint.
That was that three-pointer by Pineda earlier. And if he's able to hit that shot consistently, to draw out yung mga big man nitong Batang San Juan. The shot clock runs out para sa Quezon City. That turnover number 8 now.
That would have been a good open look for Atienza, but unfortunately couldn't field that pass cleanly.
A second lang sana, no? Would have been able to recover. Ronquillo. Floater. Knocks it down. Lance Ronquillo. I think that's the specialty of the house para dito kay Lance.
But of course, Lance Ronquillo, more of a pass-first point guard. But on the last two plays of the pick and roll, looking for his shot.
Ball almost stolen by Mina. Mayuela back in for the 8-8 Alpha Giants. Atienza gets it to Pineda. Stolen by Halalon. Has a 2-on-2. Takes it himself. Finishes with a left.
Well, that's what you want to see from Halalon. A little in control. Better job here. Probably that time on the bench, allowing him to see the game more clearly.
Foul will be whistled here. Could be against Halalon. Make that 2 now on Jericho. Couple of free throws para kay Despi. This could ignite his offense. You know, scorers such as itong si Dylan Despi. Yun lang yung minsan kailangan mo eh. Just kind of seeing that basketball get through the hoop.
And also, eventually, you know, you just have to stay patient and let the game come to you. Do not do anything that seems borderline desperate.
So, patience lang talaga. Lalapit din yan. Hindi mo kailangan hanapin. And still, talking about basketball. Eligado. Kick out. Mina. Wala pa. Thinking 3. Shot too strong.
And if you're Quezon City, you wouldn't mind him taking that shot all game long until he eventually, you know, knocks it down.
1-point lead para sa Quezon City. Tough shot. Throwing it up was Atienza. Wala pa. Siya na rin magbababa. Mina from outside. Gets the 3 to go. His second of the ball game to take the lead back para sa Batang San Juan. Pull up for 3. Off para kay Despi. Rush that one. Alalo nagmamadali. As he will be fouled by Pineda.
Actually got bailed out. I thought he got away with a travel. As you see that ball movement just crisp, ending in that 3-pointer for Mina.
Still 14 to work with para sa Knights. Just a first team foul para sa 8-8 Alpha Giants. Kulapa will try once more. Still no go. Speaking of bailout, he's kind of bailing out. Itong depensa ng Quezon City by taking those shots.
Well, he is open for a reason because that's what Quezon City will live and die with. But again, this is an avenue for Gulapa to actually improve that part of his game. You know, playing in college, having that shot will really make you a mismatch.
I would say must-have na nga yan, no? Sa mga big man ngayon. Getting the roll is the tumalim. To tie the ball game at 25. Approaching the minute mark sa ating second quarter. This is Halalon. They go to Eligado. Backing down his defender. Gets the bump and too much, says our officials, as he will be called for an offensive foul.
He did get away with the first bump, and he used it again, and the referee just deemed it too much already. You see there, the first bump. Oh, that's actually the bump that they called the charge on.
Credit that tumalim for throwing that foul. As Ronquillo comes up with a steal. Mina high up for Gulapa sana, but Gulapa was expecting him. Naitira na lang.
Eventually, that's something, that chemistry will be something they build na yung teammate mo alam exactly kung ano yung gagawin mo.
.40 seconds left here at the half. Taporco against Halalon. It's a pick from Pineda. Attack ang itatawag dito against Halalon. And that will mean free throws for the Alpha Giants.
Again, the importance of being aware of the game situation that time. A little too much pressure being given by Halalon. You could give a little bit of space there because it was way too far for him to be a scoring threat.
And I believe that's his third. Talking about Jericho Halalon. Taporco able to hit the both free throws as the Batang San Juan Knights will call for Nature Spring timeout now, trailing by 2 with 30.3 seconds remaining. Another look at that move earlier. Very tough para kay Datu Malim despite the defense. We'll be back with more of your Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League. Just 30.3 seconds remaining sa ating second quarter. It's Quezon City up by 2, 27-25 after a couple of free throws converted by Axel Taporco. The San Juan Knights in somehow uncharted territory, I would say.
Well, wouldn't really expect them to be down against Quezon City, but more so only limited to just 25 points in the first half.
Look at the hustle of De Leon, creating havoc against the Knights. To the corner they go. Three-pointer won't fall. Patino, malakas. As a loose ball foul will be whistled against Patino.
But they do have fouls to give still. It's only their third team foul.
Checking in is King Ang. The final 8.9 of our second. Mina ahead to Eligado. Up high to Gulapa, finger roll. De Leon will hoist it. As the buzzer sounds to signal the end of our first half. Still a low-scoring ball game that we're seeing here. See that play earlier. Eligado high up for Joe Gulapa. Looking for a foul, none given. As we are tied at 27. Quezon City at San Juan, 27 each.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benito's, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines. Pound for pound fitness, be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear.
Red Dynasty, offering comfort Chinese food and overall 5-star experience. Winford Resort and Casino Manila, a luxury integrated resort.
Special thanks to Vice Mayor Gian Soto of Quezon City for hosting today's games. Maraming salamat.
We're tied at 27 at the half as the undefeated Batang San Juan Knights in a tight ball game with the Quezon City 8-8 Alpha Giants. Look at some highlights here in our first quarter. It was a strong start para dito sa Batang San Juan behind the exploits of Joe Gulapa. Was threatening to pull this game away the beginning of the second quarter, but Despi along with Pineda really trying to make it tight and give themselves a shot the tail end of this ball game. Look at some statistics dito in our first half of action. Shooting just 34% from the field itong Quezon City, but despite that, are able to keep it close against the 45% shooting of Batang San Juan. A couple of three-pointers as well for both teams. Nothing differentiating both these teams, kaya nga tayo tabla dito at 27. But one thing working for the Quezon City Alpha Giants so far that has allowed them to keep it close is the bench points. They have a +4 advantage dito against the San Juan Knights. Really sustaining yung effort na dinadala ng kanilang starters and taking advantage whenever itong mga second unit naman ng Batang San Juan with the likes of Joe Gulapa off the floor to be able to create those opportunities.
And also seeing right at that halftime buzzer, you could see all smiles on the side of Quezon City. Looks like they're forcing San Juan to play their own game. The more low scoring this is, the better chances for winning for Quezon City, as they've been able to dictate the tempo. And if you're San Juan, I think they really need to go back to their identity, really pound that paint and get better shots at the basket, as also Halalon has been quite struggling so far in this game, as he has not been able to facilitate the offense effectively for San Juan.
Pretty sure Coach Drake would be reminding his boys of that identity. But credit dito kay Quezon City to be able to limit what Batang San Juan could actually do and keep it at a tempo that is very much favorable dito sa Alpha Giants.
Well, right now for San Juan, they really need to force the tempo. They have to also force feed, if need be, force feed Gulapa or Eligado in the paint, as actually Gulapa already has 8 points to go with 7 rebounds, but Eligado has been quiet so far, 0 points, a rebound and an assist to his name. So far, a good job by Quezon City not allowing San Juan to get any kind of offensive rhythm in that first half.
San Juan has first crack here in the third. This is Eligado. Attacks the defense of Pineda. Muscles his way through for 2.
The one thing that you have to deal with when you go up against Eligado, it's not just the power inside, but the ability to operate from the perimeter and able to push his defender all the way to the rim.
Taporco will be fouled. Mina whistled for a personal. 2 now on Mina.
And again, unexpectedly, it's Pineda leading the way for Quezon City. Not exactly the person you'd expect to be leading the way for Quezon City, but so far that has been effective as they've kept San Juan close. And on that three-pointer, De Leon actually gives the lead to Quezon City, 30-29.
De Leon has been playing well off the bench, really being that spark plug para dito sa Quezon City, although he will be called for a foul. Tap from behind kay Guarino.
And actually, the one thing going also for Quezon City, in the first 2 quarters, with a few seconds remaining in the quarters, they had a lot of fouls to give. And that's just a testament to them playing defense without fouling.
Very disciplined. Eligado for 3. Off. Gulapa. Fouled by De Leon, and that's pretty much all you could do.
And that's actually a good foul, as you force San Juan to have to inbound from the baseline as opposed to fouling Gulapa on the shooting motion.
Take another look at that previous play.
And he's quick to admit the foul. That's his second.
This time Gulapa looking to create as another foul called. That will be team foul number 3. So just as you said, na may disiplina itong Quezon City, having fouls to give at the tail end of the quarters. Nakakatatlo na sila dito with 8:39 remaining.
That's because Gulapa really just trying to manufacture points at this stage, and nothing really much that you can do but foul.
Bogu goes to Mina. Has hit a three-pointer in the first half. That won't fall. Loose ball battle. It will go back to the Alpha Giants.
So once again, even if they did commit 3 fouls on that possession, they were able to stop San Juan from getting a decent attempt at the basket.
They are still holding on to this 1-point advantage, 30-29. Approaching the 8-minute mark here sa ating third period. Guarino with a steal. Loses the basketball. Stolen by the Tumalim. But Eligado able to sneak behind De Leon for his own version of a steal and his own version of a turnover as well.
Quezon City just not quitting on any plays. Even if they turned the ball over, they were quick to get back in transition.
He did mention during the first quarter, Coach Noy, na habang hindi pa nakukuha ng Batang San Juan yung gusto nilang tempo and their rhythm in terms of their execution, this is really where Quezon City would need to pound and take advantage of this opening.
But if you're Quezon City, you'll be really worried. There's no real rhythm on the offense of San Juan, and you're only ahead by a single point.
Ronquillo now, magtitimon para sa San Juan. Goes to Eligado. Open for this jumper. Gets it to fall.
And for Quezon City, maybe that's the shot that they can allow for San Juan. But if Eligado will become consistent with that one, that could be a problem. As De Leon with 3 quick fouls here in the third quarter.
Pass it over to Daphne again for a report. Daphne?
Hailing from the city of Smiles and Bacolod City, buong itirin ilalaban ni Dylan Despi ang Quezon City Alpha Giants. Currently, he is studying in UE, taking up tourism, but he also mentioned that his 10-month stay here in Manila is still a daily battle of missing home. Far away from family, it's a sacrifice for Dylan, just paying forward the sacrifices his parents made to get to where he is at today. Can he as well sacrifice with all smiles against the Goliaths? Let's find out. Hi, man, Coach Noy.
Thank you once again. That was Daphne Cristobal with another excellent story. Captured the players. Very common yung story nito ni Dylan Despi. A number of players that are far away from home. And yun nga, trying to make a name for themselves and create those opportunities to play at a higher level, right? Maybe get those scholarships as well. And we've seen it in the past. Atid ng, nagbunga dito sa ating Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. And hopefully, that will be the same case for not just Dylan Despi, but other players as well.
Well, I remember in the first season, in our Facebook page, there was a graphic, I think a full 3 pages of which we showed where these players ended up with. And, just getting out of your comfort zone, leaving the city of smiles, looking for your own smile. And I think that's what Daphne wants to find also, a reason to smile.
Certainly, yung mga magulang ito ni Dylan Despi, all smiles as well, seeing their kid succeeding dito sa ating Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Back-to-back 3-pointers para sa 8-8 Alpha Giants as Kwe hitting that 3-pointer after the Taporco, I believe, hit one for himself. As Quezon City now has this 3-point advantage, 36-33.
That was not a shot that was in the bag of Axel Kwe just a year ago. But you can see here, confidently taking that one.
Eligado, once more, finding himself inside, but couldn't get that to trickle in. Taporco gets it to the Tumalim. Against Eligado. Beautiful spin, but will miss on that shot. Kwe keeps it alive. Still 7 to shoot para sa Quezon City. This is Despi. Over Anogbogu. No go. Ronquillo calls it out. Close to halfway through our third quarter. Gulapa. Outside Anogbogu. Just 5 to shoot for the white shirts. Floater para kay Onogbogo is short. So Quezon City are getting those stops.
But they force San Juan to have to attack with just a few seconds left on the shot clock.
An unsportsmanlike foul is signaled by our officials, and it appears to be called against Eligado. As we see a Quezon City player on the floor, I believe this is Pineda.
And Pineda has actually done a credible job of trying to contain the bigs of San Juan while getting points of his own.
Willing to do the dirty work para dito sa Quezon City. And nabanggit nga natin, certainly a tough task for the front line of Quezon City.
Okay, that was... I'm gonna have to wait for the review here. But at the very least, that's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul for Eligado. That was a hit above the shoulder. So that will be an unsportsmanlike foul, but you know, if that was committed in maybe the 14 or the 16 under, that could have been something else.
Mag-aantay na sa labas si Eligado. But in this instance, the unsportsmanlike foul is upheld. So Eligado will take a breather for now. And Pineda will have 2 free throws coming his way. Free throw shooting has been quite the friend of the Halfa Giants in that first half, shooting 8 out of 11. Make that 9 out of 12 now. And in this type of low-scoring affair, kung makakuha ka ng 9 points from the free throw line, that's really welcome para dito sa Quezon City.
And although San Juan has not missed from the free throw line, Quezon City has limited them to just 4 attempts from the free throw line. So again, being able to play defense without fouling has gone to the advantage of Quezon City.
Pineda steps back for this 3. Short. Takbo dito ang San Juan. Mina. Back to Halalon. Be fouled by Pineda. So night and day yung difference, no? Pag makikita mo yung atake ni Halalon, if he is under control versus, you know, the first quarter where you kind of found him na naiipit sa alanganin.
Yeah, for as long as he stays under control, he is a very effective player for the San Juan Knights. And so far for Halalon, 4 points, 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists.
Missing his second though. It has to nurse those 3 fouls. Nakuha niya nga in the latter part of that second. Taporco. Kick out. Despi. Kwe. Nice extra pass. Couldn't get that 3 to go was Taporco. Bulapa ahead to Halalon. Finds Datario wide open in the corner. Gets the 3 to go. Datario off the feed from Halalon.
Just given too much daylight at nighttime. Datario knocks that one down.
Down to a 1-point lead. Still with Quezon City. Despi able to split his defenders and gets it off the glass for 2.
Just a great move there by Despi, able to adjust in mid-air. 3-point advantage still for Quezon City.
Halalon gets it outside. They swing it. Mina against Kwe. Goes behind the back. Zips it to Gulapa for an easy 2.
If you're Quezon City, Gulapa that close to the basket, nothing you can do about it.
Down to a 1-point lead once again. 40-39. Under 3 minutes left sa ating third. Taporco getting the pick from Pineda. Pull up. Off to the right. Chance to take a lead para sa San Juan as Halalon finds himself all alone and Patino too late to recover.
Halalon really has the ability to put points on the board quickly, but again, in the flow of the offense, running the break, able to get that basket plus the foul.
Move brought to us by Pound for Pound Fitness. Be Liga ready. Salalon. Now slowly building up his output. Already 7 to his name. Make that 8, completing the 3-point play. Quezon City now in the penalty after that foul.
Again, that's why we love to watch this game. Just seeing players develop on the fly. Halalon was really struggling at the start of this ball game. He has read this game a lot better now and has been more effective on the floor.
Parang napaganda pa yung 3 fouls niya, Noy, no? That the coach Drake had to sit him down the beginning of the third, and tulad nga na sinabi mo, from the bench, able to see the game better. So when he's back on this floor, mas maganda na yung basa niya.
Well, I think that's one thing that bench players will need to learn, just to remain focused and stay ready, and being able to watch that game, the game not on the floor, makes you understand, be able to see those openings, what adjustments you can make, what contributions you can give to your team, and that's exactly what Halalon has done here, especially in the second half.
SP off balance. No go. Halalon has a 2-on-2. Dishes it to Datario. Took an extra step.
But you can see San Juan now starting to find a rhythm. Momentum is beginning to slowly shift the way of San Juan.
But De Leon says, what shift? Night shift daw itong si De Leon. Takes the lead back para sa Quezon City, 43-42.
Well, if it weren't my job to keep talking, I'd just keep my mouth shut.
De Leon now with 6. It's Gulapa's turn to be called for a traveling violation.
Just really Quezon City keeping their composure, relying on their defensive stance here, as they've managed to still keep that lead at one point.
Under a minute left here in the third. Muyuela. Now De Leon against Gulapa. Trying to go for this mismatch. Short stab. Ayaw. Para kay Datumalim. Bogu. Almost losing the basketball. Goes inside. Gulapa. That was a hard shot. The defense was there from Datumalim. But ganun lang talaga kalaki yung height advantage nito ni Joe Gulapa.
And that Tumalim did not even need to apologize to Coach Franco Atienza. He did everything that he had to do.
About a 4-second shot clock and game clock difference. Despi goes to the Tumalim, but a bit of a case of butterfingers.
And also a classic case of already thinking of what to do with the basketball, even without having the basketball yet.
Just 4 seconds remaining. Halalon has a second to put it up. Despi would count if it goes. As the third quarter will come to a close. San Juan holding on. A precarious 1-point advantage, 44-43. Quezon City really making a game out of this. Facing the undefeated Batang San Juan Knights go for gold. It's a great start para dito sa Batang San Juan Knights to begin the third quarter behind Eligado and Gulapa. But the entire Alpha Giant team really not making it easy para sa San Juan. Is trailing by 1, 44-43 at the end of the third. On to the final 10 minutes of this ball game and of our Friday. It's 44-43. San Juan holding on to this 1-point advantage. Quezon City in prime position to be the first team to let the Knights experience a defeat dito sa ating Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League. Taporco will miss on that floater. Get another opportunity. Shot clock did not reset. It's down to 5. De Leon dancing with Gulapa. Another 3. Off to the left. Anogbogu high up for that board.
Well, it's one thing to be in prime position, but to actually get the victory is another thing for Quezon City.
So all you could ask for, ikaw ang Quezon City. Delikado, ang gandang pihit. Dancing with Patino.
Shades of Alvin Patrimonio. Sorry for the years ago. Medyo vintage yung reference, but could remember Alvin Patrimonio operating in the paint for Mapua back in the day.
Legado once again. Almost another highlight. Golapa, offensive rebound. Tap down low. Eligado will be fouled and scores another bucket. Eligado now imposing his will inside.
And just the patience and that footwork for Eligado, scoring all over Patino.
Just like that, San Juan has now built a 5-point advantage to begin this fourth quarter. Led by as much as 8. Make that a 6-point lead now para sa Batang San Juan Knights. As Coach Franco will call for an early timeout with 8:45 remaining sa ating fourth quarter. Look at that move. Eligado. Of course, Daphne and Philip loving that one. We have this Nature Spring timeout. Jamir Eligado with his 5-0 run to begin the fourth quarter has allowed the Knights to build on this 6-point advantage. Coach Franco and the Alpha Giants look to regroup. Try to avoid San Juan to break this game wide open. Taporco from outside. Too strong. Tapigan, mapupunta kay Gulapa. Siya na rin magbibit-bit. Challenges Patino. Couldn't finish on that layup. Eligado ayaw pa rin. De Leon goes outside. Mayuela. Pineda. Hand off De Leon. Hit a couple of three-pointers. Now a keyhole jumper. Joshua De Leon.
That's clutch for De Leon as San Juan was already trying to pull away. Cuts the lead down to just 4 points. 8 points total now for De Leon.
And gets the steal and draws the foul. The difference maker here para sa Alpha Giants. Although still on the floor. Favoring that right hand, it appears.
And look at the one guy in white checking on him. Joe Gulapa. Really love the sportsmanship being shown here by the big man from San Juan.
Leads to that 4, 49-45. 7:47 remaining in this ball game. De Leon goes to Despi. Short on that 3. Eligado secures the board.
Rush that one is Dylan Despi.
Alalon almost losing it. And tuluyan na nga na mata-turnover nitong batang San Juan Knights.
And that defense of Quezon City is something that they've been able to rely on all game long. And that's why they're still pretty much in the thick of things.
Or San Juan make that turnover number 20. Very uncharacteristic for this undefeated team. Ooh, showing the footwork, but not the finish. Was the Tumalim. And all alone on the other end is Halalon.
Off the rebound, the ability to throw that outlet pass, pinpoint. Something that Joe Gulapa can use moving forward.
Lead back to 6. Taporco. Pulling up for 3. Too strong. Get another opportunity. Taporco muli. Goes to De Leon. Just 5 to shoot. Pineda called for a travel.
Right now, Quezon City hoping that Taporco can get hot from the outside. Currently 1 out of 7. They're gonna need him to get hot to try and steal this victory over San Juan.
High na ng tinrabaho mo if ikaw ang Quezon City. You've given yourself a shot. Speaking of shot, that was way short para kay Mina. De Leon once more. Nice drop pass, but Gulapa there to erase the shot of Pineda. Eligado barreling his way through once again.
This is a big guy who can bring the ball down like a guard.
Lead up to 8. De Leon. Floater. Will be fouled by Gulapa. What the fearlessness of De Leon.
You can say that again, and actually quite impressive that Gulapa only with 1 foul, as you see Eligado scoring in the break. And you know, having Gulapa there with him, that allows Eligado to not have to protect the paint on one end. That allows him also to get to rim run whenever he gets opportunity.
Knocking down the first is Joshua De Leon. Already has 10. Make that 11 to keep Quezon City within 6. Under 6 minutes remaining. Some pressure here from Quezon City as Mina challenges the defense. An easy layup.
Really nothing that Tumalim could do right there, as he also had to cover Gulapa on one end.
Balik na naman sa 8 ang kalamangan dito ng San Juan. Pineda. Going to back down Eligado. Nice tap there from Eligado. Salalon. Sidesteps his way through. Excellent block from Pineda. Great recovery. Taporco attacks Gulapa. Pull up. Gets it to go.
That's a tough shot for Taporco and a tough move to defend for a guy like Joe Gulapa, having to move his feet.
Back to a 6-point lead. We go to Eligado against Pineda. Taps it away. Pineda will be called for a push.
Didn't really need to reach on that as he had Eligado hemmed in.
And for Pineda, that will be 4 as well. So one of your primary defenders against Eligado and Gulapa will have to take a seat. Go inside to Eligado muli. Now Gulapa, high off the glass. Gets another 2. 14 and 15 now para kay Joe.
Just really very efficient is Gulapa. 7 out of 9 from the 2-point area.
De Leon will be fouled. That will be team foul number 3 against the Knights. For Ronquillo, that will be 2. Boy, looking to go to the block. Outside shot. Short. Gulapa. Make that rebound number 16. Enligado. Spin cycle. Gets the ball blocked. Go outside. Mina from the corner. Gets the 3 to go. Mina. All the confidence in the world. Makes it a 11-point ball game.
And at this stage, it's really just San Juan imposing their will as Mina on the catch and shoot. Just money from the corner. All of a sudden, biggest lead of the game for San Juan at 11.
Despido on the line and San Juan already in the penalty. Quezon City continues to shoot well from the free throw line, 13 out of 16 from the charity stripe. But time not exactly on the side of Quezon City dito. They've done a great job to be within arm's length of San Juan, and for a couple of minutes actually even took the lead. Despi missing on the second. Another rebound for Joe. The lead at 10. Enligado this time against Kue. Pushes him out of the way, but missing short.
Even if Enligado missed on that one, but the minute San Juan decided to just go to the paint, go to the post, they've really controlled this game, especially here in the fourth.
And yun yung kanina mo pang hinihingi para dito sa Batang San Juan Knights as Despi still can get that three-pointer to go. Ronquillo goes to Enligado. Shot clock is down to 7. Pulling up is Halalon. So we have our first wedgie of this Friday.
Of course, it's going to be a long weekend of junior MPBL action as we have games tomorrow. I believe 9 games in Tanawan, and then 6 junior MPBL games in Antipolo, and then 3 D-League games.
Youth basketball at its finest over the weekend as the Batang San Juan Knights will call for a nature spring timeout. Exactly 3 minutes left in this ball game. That feed from Enligado finding Joe Gulapa, 2 of his 14 points. We'll be back after this nature spring timeout. San Juan 60, Quezon City 50. With 3 minutes remaining in the contest, the Knights trying to secure their 6th straight victory and stay undefeated dito sa ating Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League. Opposite corner for Mina, now won't fall. That's the stop you're looking for if you are the Alpha Giants. Let's see if they could convert. We go to De Leon against Ronquillo. Hand off the Tumalim. Stops and will get the roll.
For that Tumalim, that's 5 points for him. He is one of the missing links, and you can see him starting to stomp his feet, probably feeling a bit of cramps already.
He has to work both ends of the basketball for majority of this contest. Trying to contain Joe Gulapa and Enligado. De Leon open for this pull-up. Gets another three-pointer. Joshua De Leon. keeping Quezon City in it.
Just a 5-point lead. De Leon with 13 points in the game.
The last 2 minutes, echoing the Amoranto Sports Complex for the last time this Friday, brought to us by Extreme. One-stop shop appliances. Gulapa against Pineda. Answering that three-pointer by De Leon, Joe Gulapa. When the going gets tough, just dump it down low to Joe.
I wouldn't be surprised if Quezon City is starting to feel like everything is unfair. You cut the lead down to just 5 points. They dump it into Joe Gulapa. You play good defense. You foul him, and he makes the basket still.
And hate to say this, but I don't think he has broken a sweat. Talking about Joe Gulapa.
Neither have we because of the very cold climate we have here inside Amoranto Sports Arena.
That foul, it appears, the last one para kay Pineda. Indeed. So he has to be replaced. Could be King Ang. Credit dito kay Martin Pineda. Will finish with 8 points to go with 5 rebounds. And really tried to hold his own against the big men of the Knights.
And what's impressive here, Quezon City has out-rebounded Joe Gulapa by 10. But as a team, a 36-28 advantage for San Juan.
Quezon City throws it away. Gulapa gets it to Mina, but the tip-in for Eligado. Hikes the lead up to 8, 63-55. But immediately, scoring a bucket is Dylan Despi to cut the lead down to 8 once again.
Quezon City Alpha Giants just doesn't understand the meaning of the word quit.
Mina goes to Datario all day to shoot. No go, but an offensive rebound for Halalon goes to Gulapa. That no look ups the lead to 10 as the Quezon City 828 Alpha Giants will call for another Nature Spring timeout. This was the layup by Despi to put the lead down to 8. But after that miss, coming from Datario, Halalon giving them another opportunity. Finds Joe Gulapa. Make that 19 and 18 para kay Joe as we have another Nature Spring timeout. Last 63 seconds of this ball game. The Quezon City 828 Alpha Giants looking at this 10-point deficit against the Batang San Juan Knights. Go for gold. It was just a 1-point ball game at the end of the third quarter, Coach Noy. But when Gulapa and Eligado really decided that they will pound it in the paint, it has allowed the Knights to create this 10-point cushion. Taporco for 3. Rattles out. Battle for the board. Halalon saves it to the wrong jersey. De Leon thinking 3. Could have opted to keep it, but instead they turn it over. With 50.4 seconds remaining in this ball game.
What a time to be hesitant for Quezon City and De Leon. He actually had an open look already, but was waiting and looking for an open teammate.
Gado missing short on that layup. Quezon City not giving up just yet. Long 2-pointer for Despi. That just might be the final straw dito sa attempt ng Quezon City to steal one from this undefeated team of Batang San Juan Knights. And what a gallant effort para dito sa 828 Alpha Giants. Taporco will still try and attempt to keep it closer. Credit to this kid, Joshua De Leon. And that 15 points, I believe, majority of those coming in the second half, to try and put Quezon City in position to get that first loss against the Knights.
And at the start of the fourth quarter, we were saying that they were in a prime position to actually pull off an upset, but I think that was also the cue for Eligado to just impose his will inside. And with Joe Golapa, normally 19 and 18 is impressive, but when it's Joe Golapa, you feel like you expect it from him, and Joe Golapa just being the monster inside. And the minute Eligado woke himself up, it was really just a game over for Quezon City.
So the Knights will move to 6-0 for our Junior MPBL D-League inaugural season. Samantala, the Alpha Giants will slide to 2-3 in their campaign. Still unable to taste defeat itong ating Batang San Juan Knights. A look at our division semifinals beginning tomorrow. Mula sa Tanawan Gym in Poblacion, Batangas. May game number 3 pa po tayo, Bulacan and Quezon City. That rubber match on who will advance to the semifinals. And a full 9-game slate ng inyong Junior MPBL. Iniimbitahan po namin kayo to go to the Tanawan Gymnasium if you are within the area to enjoy youth basketball at its finest. Our good friends will be covering all those 9 games, and our hard-working production crew will immediately be traveling to be able to cover that game all the way to the south ng ating Batangas. 14, 16, and 18 under divisions will have their game number 1 of their division semifinals for a step closer to their coveted championship goals. May games din po tayo sa linggo sa Antipolo Sports Hub naman. In case you are wondering, a 6-game slate for our Junior MPBL and another set of 3 games para sa ating Junior MPBL D-League naman. So that will be a wrap now for the 4 games that we have this afternoon on a Friday. Maraming salamat mo for joining us for all the 4 games on behalf of my partner, Coach Noy Africa, the courtside reporter, Daphne Cristobal, our good-looking and hard-working Floor Director Philip Obenza, and the hardworking men and women of our production crew. This has been Jaime Mendihar, and this has been your Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League. Stay tuned for the post-game interview. More of your Junior MPBL over the weekend. Magkita-kita po tayo doon.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, number 1, bottled water in the Philippines, pound for pound fitness, be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear.
Red Dynasty, offering comfort Chinese food and overall 5-star experience. Winford Resort and Casino Manila, a luxury integrated resort.
Special thanks to Vice Mayor Gian Soto of Quezon City for hosting today's games. Maraming salamat.